Combat sports, the only form of sport where victory or defeat is determined by the physical damage one inflicts on the other. Combat sports can be broken down into two categories, regulated and freestyle. For example, regulated combat sports are boxing and Muay Thai. And for example, on freestyle combat sports, we will together discover in this video 5 most dangerous freestyle combat sports that are performed even today as we speak. To give you a cue, they are meaningless, ruthless, deadly, and deeply disturbing, even. The only form of sport with complete disregard to sportsmanship. I'm going to rank these fights from 5 to 1 being the most dangerous. Let me tell you, it wasn't easy ranking them, given the fatal damage that each could cause. At number 5, we have slap off, which requires zero skill. All that a contestant needs to have is a hand after their wrist and a head above their shoulder, unless retaining the head at the end of the fight is considered a skill. The sport slap starts by one slapping the other, taking alternate turns and ends only when one of them gets knocked out or gives up. Note, the players are not allowed to defend. All he can do is present his face for the slap and hope not to have a hemorrhage or skull fractured to return the favor. At 4, we have medieval combat sport.
At the first sight of it, you may be surprised to see the players wearing armors and holding weapons of the ancient times, leaving us wonder if we have landed ourselves to witness a medieval stage drama. Soon, you will realize that it is actually a concept fight aiming to relive the medieval age fights. You will be surprised to know that the armory used weigh as much as it would have back in the medieval age itself. The brutality is so real that swollen eyes, split ears, disfigured faces, dislocated shoulders, broken limbs are a common visual outcome of the fights. Started with participation from 4 nations, has currently reached 24 with approximately 20,000 real time spectators attending the event and half a million broadcast viewers. Does it achieve the organizers' purpose of reliving the medieval fights? Yes, but is it worth it?
Next, at number 3, we have Letme. Letme is Myanmar's national sport. The outlook of the sport is of kickboxing, however, it is not. Letme involves bare knuckles and headbutt, which is a disqualifier in kickboxing. The game is so brutal that fatal injury ratio is 50%. To add to the trauma, a player can claim victory only by knocking out the other within 5 rounds. Yes, you heard it right. Only a knockout is equated to victory. No question of defensive survival, right? Either you knock out or get knocked out. Period. Next, at 2, we have X-arm wrestling. The concept of this sport is a fusion of arm wrestling and MMA with a twist to it. An arm of both the fighters are tied together in the position of arm wrestling, fought in such close range, not giving any of them a chance to withdraw during the fight. The sport has 3 rounds of 1 minute each, and among all fighting sports, this is considered as the toughest 3 minutes ever. The fighters are free to punch and kick the other anywhere in the body with zero restriction. While knockout is the only outcome, the scene is so devastating to witness as almost all the fights result in disability of the loser or both. The career span of the fighter is often so short that spectators pay a bomb to view.
Finally, we have arrived at number 1, calcio storico, a traditional sport played in Florence, Italy, in teams of 27 players each. 4 teams from the historical neighborhood of Florence participate in the tournament with 2 knockout matches and a final. The tickets are insanely expensive as it takes place only once a year in the month of June. The sport is played for pride and glory in warrior attire. The final winner gets a white wheel as their reward, just like the ancient times. The sport is a combination of football, rugby, wrestling, and kickboxing. Yes, you heard it right. The aim of a team is to carry the ball over the opponent's baseline, just like football or rugby. However, the highlight is there is no yellow or red card concept. Players are free to apply any amount of physical destruction on the other. The life of a player is far more at risk than any of the earlier sports discussed because the fight is not one on one, but one to many and many to one.